Yo, yo, yo. Good morning, folks. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're at in the world. This is Snapzilla Gorilla. Welcome to the Definition of Anarchy. Today I want to do a quick live. I wanted to talk about the attack on the gas lines in Aspen, Colorado. And then I'm going to talk about, an update for the Memphis bombing. And, that this is happening, but at the same time, it's not. I mean, people are doing crazy things, that people are fed up with the system. They're fed up with the government, and they're doing certain shit that is human nature. You know what I mean? But yeah, apparently in Aspen, Colorado, there were multiple vandalisms to the gas lines, which disrupted heat, right? Heating. Disrupted the heating for thousands of Aspen residents, thousands of Colorado residents. You're talking about it's cold as fuck, right? So there's a storm coming that's supposed to bring about 6 inches of snow, and these people don't have any heat in their house. You know what I'm saying? So this was a deliberate attack, according to the FBI, a deliberate attack. So, I mean, they don't know who did it. Obviously, it's somebody with some knowledge of the infrastructure, how the gas lines work and how they run and all that stuff. And, they did that thing. And, same thing in Memphis. I mean, well, not the same thing exactly, but we know that the Memphis attack, disrupted cell phone service. So it looks like people are attacking the infrastructure in certain places in this country. And, this brings about a lesson, right? If you ain't prepared to lose such services and be okay, you best start getting ready, because it's getting crazy out there. Shit's going on all over the place. I mean, you got conservatives get into it with the popo, and usually the conservatives and the popo like that. Now you got the popo and the conservatives, they clashing. You know what I'm saying? You got people vandalizing Nancy Pelosi's house. They spray painted it. They spray painted the anarchy symbol on her house. They wrote $2,000 and crossed it out. They put pig's blood all over her driveway and left the pig's head. Like, it's getting real in the field, y'all. It's getting real in the field. And, they're doing the best they can to create victims out of us. You know what I'm saying? With all this legislation, all this other shit. But if you ain't prepped, if you aren't prepared to lose heating, if you aren't prepared to lose cell phone communications, you best get prepared. You best get prepared, because, a lot of people are saying, oh, new year, 2021 is going to be the best year ever. And, 2020 is left behind. No. First of all, understand this. The new year it hadn't even happened yet. The new year happens at around March. The spring equinox. That's when the new year cracks. When the spring equinox hits, that's when the new year cracks. It ain't no goddamn December. All right. First of all, look at the prefix of December, or the first three letters. What is the first three letters of December? Deca. What's Deca? 10. All right. What's Jan? 11. What's Feb? That's 12. So why the frick are we saying that the first of the year is January 1st? No, that's the 11th month. All right. You think it's not significant, but it is. All right. They run on a certain clock that doesn't line up with the Earth's clock. All right. But, the new year happens when things are new. You can't have a new year in the dead of winter. The new year cannot happen in the dead of winter. The new year happens when things become in spring up, new, spring anew. That's why it's spring. Spring marks the beginning of spring, marks the beginning of a new year. All right. But regardless, this year ain't over yet. All right. Whether it's 2021 or not, it is what it is. Whether it's 2012 or 2021, Who gives a shit? The fact of the matter is this. Things don't just stop because a new year happens. Everything they're doing to ramp up operations to destroy our freedoms is not going to stop because a new year happens. All right? Let's get that understood. New year, new me, my ass. All right? New year improved you. All right? But whatever the government's doing, whatever the powers that be are doing, ain't nothing new under the sun. Ain't nothing new under the sun. All right? Let's just get that straight. So, but people are getting fed up. Also, you got what the fuck? You got pharmacists. I had it set to sport. Anyway, a pharmacist in Wisconsin left out how many vials of 57 vials of the crack scene, destroying it. Each vial has 10 doses. That's 570 doses altogether of destroyed crack scenes. Like we had the spoken word spot. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look. All I'm gonna say about that is this. Oh well. Good work is being done. That's all I'm gonna say. Good work is being done. I'm not condoning necessarily doing that, because if you left those things out and some of those ended up getting injected into people when they're not in good, you left them out, you destroyed them. Now, if someone would have ended up getting injected with that stuff, then that would have been bad. That would have been bad, right? That would have been bad. Whether we agree with people who want to get crack scenes or not, you don't want people to get poisoned by destroyed crack scenes. All right, so people are getting fed up. The conservatives are clashing with the police. People are vandalizing Nancy Pelosi's house, right? They're disrupting gas lines in Colorado where it's cold as hell. Like cold as a Viking's hell. You know what I'm saying? If y'all know anything about Vikings, their hell is cold as hell. All right, it's not hot, it's cold. Anyway, then you got the bombing in Memphis. And then you got all this legislation coming down the pike that would further limit our rights. All right. They're talking about introducing legislation that would allow them, the state government, to come to your house and snatch you up and detain you if they feel like you're a threat of, like you're a threat to spread the virus or spread any disease. So it's not just the Cat-19, it's any disease. If they feel like in their subjective mind that you might present a danger of spreading any disease, they will come to your house and snatch you up and detain you for a period of time. And once they determine that you're no longer a medical threat, then they'll release your monkey ass. So, you know what I'm saying? Hey, shit's getting real in the field, all right? Shit's getting real in the field, whether Trump stays or whether he doesn't stay. Whether Biden comes in with his bullshit or whether he doesn't. It's getting real in the field, and I'm about to be going to AZ Zinfidels' house property in a couple months. We're gonna be chilling. No, I'm kidding. Shoot. I'm telling y'all, if y'all know people who got it cracking already, and you might want to link up with them and make things happen. You might not know these people, but I'm gonna tell you, a lot of the people that I know personally, I wouldn't trust them to have my back if a crisis occurred. You understand what I'm saying? Anarchy Television, what's going on, guys? AZ Infidels in the house. Christopher Stand back. Try buy it, sell it. Vivian Clark. I ain't seen you in a minute, Vivian. So yeah, new year, new me, my ass. Ain't the new year yet. If you still have that same mentality that the government's gonna protect and defend you, then ain't no new you nothing. You understand what I'm saying? But it is time to shift our mind state. It's time to shift our mind state toward prepping, man. Like, sometimes I do my own stuff. Hey, Zinfidels is funny. Jay with open eyes up in the house. I saw a video yesterday. Was it yesterday? I shared it out too. I shared one of your videos out. Xander, what's going on? No. I only was singing that Drake song because I was in this little bakery, and they were playing that Hotline Bling crap. I'm not a Drake fan at all, but you know, some of his shit is catchy. You know, he's not a dope lyricist to me, but you know, but we have to get in the mind state. You know, there's so many freedom fighters in the world. Yeah, I'm in traffic, honing my skills for sure. There's so many freedom fighters that want freedom, that want to work toward freedom. But first, you have to prepare for the storm. All right, I'm a freedom lover. I got many freedom lovers in the chat right now. I got freedom lovers. Most of my subscribers are freedom lovers. You know, statists can't stand me because this cognitive dissonance discombobulates their brain when they hear real shit. So, but I want you guys keep that freedom mind state. But I want you to adopt the prepper's mind state. Adopt the prepper's mind state, because you're gonna have to do that first. You understand what I'm saying? You're gonna have to do that first. And did you guys hear about the Memphis bomber? I forgot what his name is. But his girlfriend apparently told the Popos that he was building a bomb over a year ago. And they did some half-ass investigation and let his ass go. All right. And you have to wonder why. Imagine. Look what happened in DC as soon as they passed that red flag law. Some guy's bitch-ass niece got into an argument with him at a party and then said, you know what? I'm going to call the police on him and tell them that he's a danger with a firearm. And they showed up to his house and tried to take his stuff based on what this stupid-ass niece had to say about him. And he ended up dying because he didn't want to give his stuff up. All right? He didn't want to give up his property for some stupid broad who lied on him, right? Because she felt the way. And so they show up to his house and kill him. But this lady, I know it's two different states. I know it's two different states, two different police departments. I get it. But you have to think about the mentality of these law enforcers. But you show up to this man's house, try to take his firearm based on gossip, based on a rumor, all right, that she made up, based on some shit she made up. The man ended up dying. But then you have a woman that tells the police, hey, my boyfriend is building a bomb and he's talking about this, that, and the third, and he knows how to do it, blah, blah, blah. And they don't do anything. The FBI does nothing. Like, and then a year later, he blows some shit up. That should let you know what the priorities are of our fine government. And every time something happens where the government's involved, they drop the ball. They never do anything right. I never see them do anything right. Anything that would improve, mankind. I've never seen the government do anything to improve mankind. They always do the opposite. All right? They're always bumbling and fumbling and destroying mankind in any way they can. I don't know if it's some type of, I don't know, if you get in government, all of a sudden you're like, your brain says, you know what can I do to destroy the public today? What can I destroy? What can I do to destroy the common man and help my corporate oligarchs? It's just something. It's something in your mind that does that. You know. And you know, everybody thought Bernie Sanders was a champion for the little man, but it turns out once he became a millionaire, he stopped being against the millionaires and the billionaires. Now it's just the billionaires. Now he just has a problem with the billionaires. Well, I'm a millionaire now. You can't escape. You can't escape the mental hold the government has on you. Once you become part of the government, there is no like thinking for yourself anymore. Once you decide, whoa, this guy's about to kill this guy, man. Idiot. People just, some people don't need vehicles. But anyway, you can't, once you become a part of the government, like, you can't remain within the government and think you're going to make some positive change in the world. You're just not going to do it. And if you try, you're going to be ostracized. You're going to be called a traitor. You're going to be called, they're going to turn you into not Julian Assange, because he was never part of the government. They're going to turn, you're going to end up like Snowden. All right? Every time you try to make positive change from within the government, from within some type of government establishment, you will be ostracized. You will be harassed. You will be assaulted in many ways. You'll end up like Christopher Dorner. I don't know if you guys remember Christopher Dorner, who went to his superiors about some bullshit some of his colleagues were pulling, and they basically told him to screw off, made his life a living hell on the force, ended up having to leave the force. And then what he ended up doing is started just randomly shooting police officers and kids, and it went crazy. It was crazy. But that's what happens. So every time, you know, you got these people that look up to Trump so much, they rely on Trump. Oh, Trump's going to clean the swamp. Trump ain't going to do shit. All right. Even if he wanted to, even if he legitimately want to go into there and make some positive changes, it's not going to happen. All right. Look what happened with the $2,000. Look what happened with the $2,000. It gets to Mitch McConnell. He's like, nah, well, I'm not even going to bring it up for a vote. He doesn't bring it up for a vote. And then he says, oh, well, too many wealthy people are going to get this money. What the fuck are you talking about? All the money you gave to these corporations, all this money you gave to Amazon. Why is Amazon getting a check? Amazon made a shitload of money this year. Why are they getting money from a stimulus? Why is all these companies? But you can't give the people whose money actually goes into the government their money back. You giving them a measly $600, and you telling them you don't want to give them $2,000 because too many wealthy people will have it. What are you talking about? First of all, you got that money from us in the first place. Now, granted, you spent the money and then some that you've already gotten from us, and there's actually the future generations that will end up paying for it. But nonetheless, it's still our money. It's still the people's money. And you're going to tell us that you don't want us, oh, you make too much money, oh, you make over $250,000, you don't deserve it. Get the fuck out of here. The more money you make, the more you pay in taxes. What are you talking about? It doesn't matter if you're in immediate need of it or not. It's still your money. Like, what are you talking about? These people are crazy, man. Let me see what y'all talking about. Me too, man. AZ Infidel. I hope Jeff Bezos puts me in his will. Called on Christmas bombing. Yeah, you did. Jay with open eyes says, did you check out the last video I put out over 2 hours long, but a lot of important info? No, I haven't checked it out yet. Not that one. Mitch McConnell's home was supposedly vandalized too. I hope never mind. D. Davis says Mitch McConnell's home was supposedly vandalized too, but I was about to say something about it. I ain't gonna say it. That makes you think the government was behind the whole Nashville bombing? Well, it brings to mind another incident at a church, right? No. Was it the airport or the church? I think it was the airport. It was either the airport shooter in Florida or the Texas church shooter. I'll talk about that in a minute. Why would they follow? I just believe our government is behind. Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong for thinking that. All those cars around you aren't going to mess with you because see you talking. Exactly. Don't mess with me. I'm crazy. I wish they wouldn't mess with the gasoline. It's dangerous for innocent people. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's why I said whoever did it had to know what they were doing. If they were able to disrupt the gas lines and no one got injured or killed, they knew what they were doing. It was surgical. Anarchy Television says, I wrote some magic words on a piece of paper and sprinkled some pixie dust over it and said all government officials are non-essential. Anyone violating this, yeah, that's what happens. That's what the government does. The government does that. Leaving Clark, how you doing? Everything's good with you? Yeah, I'm in traffic honing my skills. Yeah, got to. California Dreaming, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm gonna get into some more stuff, but I'm probably do it tomorrow. This morning I went to the VA hospital. Okay, I'll talk about some of it now. I went to the VA hospital because I had to get MRIs for my for certain parts of my body. There was no one there. No one there at the VA hospital. Okay, now they had the VA hospital. They closed off one whole building. It's on the weekends. So one whole building is closed off on the weekends, and they had a parking lot with some MASH tents set up. Right now, these tents are supposed to be for non-Tecate 19 patients. Right, like if there's an overflow, no one in there, empty as hell. And then there's a Tecate 19 triage right next to the entrance. Okay, a Tecate 19 triage, I guess, for people who. I'm buffering. Oh shit. So there's a Tecate 19 triage area outside, set up outside, right next to the entrance. And there was like 3 people standing in line. I guess they felt like they had Tecate 19. I don't know, but they were over there, and I was like, and every time I go to the hospital, I ask questions. I always ask even if I talk to a healthcare professional on the phone, I'll ask them like, so is it crazy? Is it hectic? Blah, blah, blah. They be like, they don't really like to answer the question. And that lets me know, no, it's not. That lets me know from what I see and from what they're saying. All right. So I don't know, man. It's wild. And on New Year's Eve, I was with my wife's family, and her uncle came from Colorado, and his wife is Polish. So they had gone to Poland and the Netherlands a couple months ago, and they were talking about their experience on the airplane, like they got the social distancing in the airport, in the concourse, and in the check-in line, the security check-in, there's social distancing, but then in the actual on the airplane, everybody's sitting right next to each other. It's retarded. But she was telling me that that she knows people in Poland. Now, this is what she says. Now, I can't confirm this. This is based on what she said. I trust her. And, she ain't got no reason to lie to me. But she told me that in Poland, they get extra money. Just like in the United States, they get extra money if you have Tecate patients, right? So if you have a Tecate patient and they end up in the hospital, boom, you get so much money. And then if they end up on a respirator, you get so much money. She told me that a couple of her family members had to go to the hospital, right? And the hospital offered them $200 to allow them to put Tecate 19 on the chart. Jeff Censored is another truther, from what I understand. I don't know his content that well. But yeah, They were paying, according to my wife's uncle's wife, who's from Poland, they were offering patients hundreds of dollars to allow them to put Tecate-19 on their chart without a test, without symptoms, blah, blah, blah. We'll give you $2,000, we'll give you $300 if you let us put Tecate-19 on your chart, that you have that. So, like I said, I can't confirm this officially. I'm just telling you what she told me her family member said when she went to Poland. So, and we do know, we have seen videos where people are upset because they put Tecate-19 on their chart and they never tested for it because they said, oh, I lost my sense of taste and smell. Boom, we're giving you Tecate without a test. So, remember in the beginning, they didn't have many tests, right? And then they had to actually try to get some tests back because 200,000 of them were contaminated from the CDC. So remember in the beginning, they were short on tests, but they were giving people, they were diagnosing people even over the phone with Tecate-19. And don't think those numbers aren't included in the so-called confirmed numbers that the CDC has and, Johns Hopkins has. So, yeah, paying them to, I'm just telling y'all, YouTube, I'm just telling everybody what my wife's uncle's wife said about family members in Poland. I'm not saying that this actually happened. I'm just telling you what she said. What y'all got to say about it? Patriots United Against Censorship has a download link so you can make out your own. Ooh, I like that. I'm definitely going to check that out. Let's see. What I do know, though, is that I'm not getting on a plane anytime soon. So if I need to go anywhere else in the country, I'm not getting on nobody's plane. There's too many instances where people are getting on planes and dying from Tecate-19. Didn't even know they had it. Never tested for it, never tested positive, but they get on that plane. I got crumbs on me. Looking all raggedy with crumbs on my shit. So people are getting on planes and dying and shit. I ain't, never even had Tecate. Never tested. Like, I remember I told you guys about one story where a lady ended up on the plane and died of Tecate, even though she never tested positive for it. She never tested before. So how she got Tecate now? Right? Because she was short. She was complaining about shortness of breath. What was it? I don't know. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I ain't get on nobody's plane. No, sir. Not anytime soon, man. Nah, man. So, and if I need to leave the country, I'm gonna hop on a ship or something. I'm doing old school. Shit. Got me twisted up in here. Then he said, my daughter and granddaughter live in AZ and my husband and I decided we just make a drive. Yeah, not flying. Yeah, fuck that. When I move to this other state that I'm moving to, I'm driving. And I got my boy, my wife's cousin who's a truck driver. I actually know a few truck drivers. So it's good to know those people. Remember I told you guys, it's good to know truck drivers, like especially cross country truck drivers that are right now driving cross country. It's good to know those people because they have access that you would never believe. Jay with Open Eyes says, man, we need to go live together. It's a lot I need to show you. Oh, for sure. Yeah, I need to set up my computer. My computer's already set up. It's just that it's so hard to get behind the computer and actually sit down behind the computer and do videos for YouTube because I got 6-7 kids running around. Sometimes when my brother's kids are there, there's 11 kids, and it's just I need to set something up in my garage to where I can get away and do my presentation in the garage. There's too much going on in the house right now. You got Vivian Clark says, got a new grandson in Iowa, 1,600 miles away. I'll be driving to go see him. Yep, word. Hey, get some family, get an RV, make it a nice little road trip. That's what I'm doing. Shit. because my wife wants to visit the state we're moving to before we actually move. I'm like, we got family. We gotta take a leap of faith, man. Sometimes you gotta take a leap of faith. Trust family to not have you living in a goddamn slum, you know, and it's only temporary. When we get there, we're looking to buy land. So it's ASAP. So when I get there, as soon as we get there, I'm looking to buy land. We're gonna be renting there first. So whatever we're doing is gonna be temporary once we get out there. So yeah. Patriot, you can post your link in the comment section after the live. Yeah, man. So yeah. Speaking of so in terms of, like I told you guys, I love that freedom mind state that we have. Let's get into the prepper's mind state. So I actually bought two generators, 2200 watt generators that are on the way to the house. So, you know, my whole prepping situation is almost complete. Once I get those generators, boom, I'm good to go. In terms of like, if I have to shelter in place or if I have to stick around at the house if something go down and have to wait it out at the house, I should be good to go without having to come into contact with too many people. You know, you gotta have that. You gotta have that mind state. I've been slowly accumulating stuff over the years, so it's important to do that. I just wish I had land. And now I do know a rancher up north. I can always link up with him. You know what I'm saying? But he's away in Redding, California. So if I have to, I might not be able to move to Redding, California ASAP. I might have to lay low for a few weeks and then go. You know what I mean? So you got to have something at the house to make sure you're good to go. You know, make sure your family has water and food. Make sure if you have perishable goods, you know, you can have your generators. You can run your refrigerators on the generators, you know, so that way you can have, so you don't have to get to your dry food so quickly. You can go through all your fresh food before you have to dive into the dry stuff. Warrior Lord was good. 11 kids, yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, AZ Infidel. He says, LOL, 11 kids around is the definition of anarchy, for sure. When did I know to start prepping? When did I know exactly? I think it was 2012. I don't know what happened. It was just like the hurricanes and shit, and really it was Hurricane Katrina, right? And I was thinking about doing that, but you know, it's really when I started having kids that I really had to think about it. So in like 2012, I really started getting in that mindset, and I actually started getting stuff in 2013. That's when I bought my first little tub of the dry foods that's supposed to last 25 years. That's when I bought that first thing. And then I started going to the military surplus and buying this and buying that, buying an e-tool. E-tool is an entrenching tool. So it's a small shovel. I bought an emergency gas shut-off tool. I was buying first aid kits and solar showers, and I got MREs. I got a bunch of MREs from I just started building up slowly. Freedom seeds, of course. Actual emergency seeds that come in a number 10 can. Number 10 can that you can store things for a long time. So I started doing that. Actual pew seeds, I call it sometime. Water, Yeah, you start prepping, exactly, AZ Infidel. When you start feeling uncomfortable, like, look, this shit can break down ASAP. And it also, actually, what really got me going was when I was taking, it really had nothing, well, it had a lot to do with the government, but what really kicked it into gear was when I was doing a class. I was taking a geology class in college, okay? I was very interested in geology, so I was going to become a geology major, and, you start learning about natural shit that can just throw shit off, right? Like, especially like with the big one in California, that's bound to come at some point. So learning more about that learning more about tectonic plates and had me thinking like, okay, if we get because the largest earthquake we can get in my part of California is a 7.6 or a 7 point something, right? But in Northern California, like San Francisco, they can get a 9. In Washington, they get a 9. Oregon, they can get a 9 point something. So I started thinking about, man, we get the big one, infrastructure breaks down, we gonna have to start doing that. Yeah, we're gonna have to start like what are we gonna do? Cause so at first, really the first thing I did was somebody told me, I learned somewhere that you should have $200 of cash on hand at all times, just in case. So I started with the cash, and then I bought the emergency food tub, and then I started doing this, I started doing that. So a lot of things kind of came together and congealed in around 2012, 2013, where I was like, okay, I got to get on it. So that's really when it started. So now I got quite a bit of stuff. So I think we'll be okay with. So you can get little different things. Like you don't have to get all dried foods. You don't have to get all this, all that, MRAs. You can get different things. You get canned foods. You can get fresh. You have fresh food in your refrigerator. Once that's going, then you can go to your canned foods, which only lasts 2 years, 2 or 3 years. Then you can start going into like the things like the jerky and this, that, and the third, and buy some jerky. And then you get the 25-year food. And you just have things stored up. So you can get the tubs, you can get the cans, right? They sell the cans where they have the, I like Ready Hour. Ready Hour is the most reasonably priced emergency food storage company that I've dealt with, that I've been getting. So I get most of my stuff from Ready Hour. So Ready Hour has, they have the cream of wheat in a tub like this. They have the coffee, salt. You don't need all that stuff. Salt, powdered eggs. What else did they have? They got all kind of stuff that you can, honey, powdered honey, you know what I'm saying, to sweeten things up a little bit. Powdered honey, all kind of stuff. So just look into because some companies they're gonna gouge you, right? Especially right now. There are companies out there that are gouging people, and you want to be careful of that, because look at how many servings you get for the price that you're buying stuff for. You know what I'm saying? Dry pasta noodles, rice, exactly. So look at the price per serving, right? Or how many servings you get for the price, because some companies, man, they'll charge you $200 for 24 for it's just a ridiculously low amount of servings. But with Ready Hour and My Patriot Supply, they're the most reasonably priced to me. So I will look into that. And then they also have the little gadgets and stuff that you can have, fire starters and little power banks and flashlight with the radio and all that stuff. Yeah, we would call survivalists, exactly. You started prepping these last days because you never know when things kick off. Exactly. And no matter what's going on in politics, no matter what's going on with the government, even if we had a truly benevolent government that will love this people, there are things that can still happen where you might need it, like natural disasters, invading armies, whatever case may be. You never know what could happen. You might have to hole up somewhere. So, you also keep your vehicle stocked with stuff. This is just an example of something I have, right? A little first aid kit. I got more stuff in the actual trunk, in the bed of the truck. I got this right here. This is a air compressor. You can pump your tires up with this thing. I actually used it one time. It worked really good. They got the little tape. I got this in Costco for like $40. And they have the, so when you see shit like this, when I see shit like this, I have to pick it up, because even if you're out on the road, you might not be able to get home. So you're going to need to have things that you can use while you're out on the road in your vehicle, So in the back, I showed you guys before, I got stuff in the back. I got water pouches, emergency food bars, things like that have a lot of calories. So yeah, you know, you just do it. Yep, powdered sour cream, all that. And I know a guy. He lives in South Carolina. He cans his own food. There are people that can their own food to make it last. You know what I'm saying? You can can your own food. Just learn how to do that. You know, get some bullet making equipment, shit like that. Just things that, you know, that you can use, you know, when the shit go down. You know, you can improvise with a lot of stuff. So anyway, I'm gonna get at y'all later. But yeah, just to recap, you know, we got Aspen, Colorado. Thousands of people are without heat because many gas lines were disrupted and destroyed or vandalized to the point where they couldn't get the heat. You know, girlfriend tried to warn the police about this bomber, and they sat on it. Like, that should, I mean, come on. That should tell you something about how much reliance you should have on the government. So anyway, much love to you guys. I'll check you guys out tomorrow. I'll be doing a Rucking Live tomorrow, so look forward to that. And yeah, peace out. Stay up and get your gear. Start, you know, getting your gear together. All right. You never know what's going to happen in your town. All right. Peace out.